Hey there, welcome to the Breakfast Club. How's it going? No, I haven't, or anyone really hasn't put out any videos on this channel for a while, but I thought I'd chime in. I'm a substantially amount happier than I was before. As some of you may know, I've really been dealing with a lot of depression and such, and recently I came to the realization that, to some degree we have to choose to be happy. We have to choose to accept ourselves, warts and all. We all have baggage, we all have issues, we all have problems. And as long as we're trying to work on our problems and try to improve ourselves, we shouldn't be continually putting ourselves down. Another thing that goes into this is over the past month or so, I've decided to not constantly get input from a bunch of right-wing sources that are grifters. I watched a lot of grifter channels, and a lot of the things I talked about were making the same kinds of points as those grifter channels. And I'm sorry about that. A lot of it has been me trying to be balanced. In my quest to be open-minded, I was accepting things that, ideas that were kind of fucked up. I was essentially arguing for the far right. I was essentially arguing for the alt-right. Many times. One of the biggest areas that I did that in was pushing for a monolithic culture. And I remember a number of people, especially Sword Sage, saying that the content of a particular video that I uploaded to here was the content was terrible. And he didn't really want to go into it and now I understand why he didn't want to go into it, because it's just like giving that kind of point of view, even acknowledging it is kind of messed up. And I'm sorry that I was doing that. I was pushing the idea that we should all be trying to fit into the stereotypical straight white Christian male culture. That we should have a dominant culture instead of having a lot of different cultures that work together. I was arguing against multiculturalism for the longest time. Even as recently as a month ago, I was still arguing against multiculturalism. Pushing the notion that if we become multicultural, everything's going to fall apart. Oh, the sky is falling, and just a bunch of bullshit. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry I did that. I was essentially even arguing against my own demographic. I'm a gay man, and the things I was pushing were arguing against my own demographic. Pushing the idea that, gay people, they should try to fit into straight white male culture, Christian male culture as well. It was weird. There are some things that it's just not, trying to be balanced just doesn't work. You can't be, there is no balance, for instance, between, accepting that climate change is happening and the climate change deniers. There's no balance there. There's no balance between saying that, LGBT are degenerates and accepting LGBT. There's no balance there. There's no middle road there. There's a whole bunch of right-wing viewpoints that just, I'm sorry, they just suck. one of the things about and I'm not going to say all of the right wing, but a substantial portion of it, and this includes people who have power, push this notion that we should go with our gut instinct about stereotypes of people. And that pretty much leads to pushing racist views, homophobic views, misogynistic views, sexist views, etc. Xenophobic views as the biggest one. The thing is, we have to use our brain to get past those things. Everyone has a bit of bigotry within them. Everyone has a bit of the isms within us. We all have it. We all have to fight it in order to get along with everyone. But a lot of the right wing pushes this notion that we shouldn't do that. No, we should just go with the gut instincts about those things. And it's funny, too, how so much of the right wing seems to be, you're for going with your gut instincts on some things, and then you're against our instincts in other areas. For instance, look at sexuality. You want to deny people any sort of dignity unless they go with straight, white, typically Christian viewpoints of sexuality. Let's make the Bible super important in the way that we view morality. Don't go with your instincts. Go with the Bible. Go with traditional biblical viewpoints. And yet you're all for going with your gut instincts in looking at people via stereotypes. It's weird. It's just a weird combination. To me, we shouldn't demonize the instincts that we have that don't hurt anyone. But we should kind of demonize the instincts that do hurt people. We should use our brains to get past those kinds of instincts that can hurt people. And harm reduction should be of utmost importance. And there's a lot of people on the right who just don't seem to believe in that. There's this right-wing kind of traditional views that say that we should be what we were in the past, and we shouldn't even. There's this notion that we should somehow be proud of the bad things from our history, from this country's history. This idea that if you don't like the history of this country, that you hate the country itself. Comes with sort of the notion that if you don't like what Trump is doing, and you don't want Trump to be successful in what he's trying to do, that you want the country to fail. That if you don't support the president, that you don't support the country. There's just so much crap coming from the right that I look back at videos I've made over the past several years and I just go, man, that's cringy. That's so cringy. Trying to be this balancing person between fucked up views and views that try to reduce harm. I guess I don't really know where to go with this, but I'm sorry for some of the ways that I've been in the past. I'm sorry that I looked like a grifter. I wasn't a grifter. I was just trying to be open-minded, but it had the same effect. I mean, it's not like I was doing this stuff for the money. That's not it. But I was sort of trying to please everyone. I mean, that just doesn't work. You can't please everyone. That's not possible. So if I'm going to piss off a side, I'd rather it be a side that I actually disagree with. If I piss off the right, that's too bad. Guess I don't know what more to say. Thanks for watching.